How's it going, people? It is Liam Cattleson here, and we are reacting to Buffy the Vampire Slayer with episode 16 of season 7, where it is currently sweltering in my room. I've got this because my fan is busted and mine isn't coming until Thursday, so yeah. Anyways, I digress. Yes, we have several more episodes left to go, and the more I get into this season, the more surreal it gets that I'm almost at the finish line, and things looking a bit dire for Buffy and co. after Buffy's trip with the tribesmen, after jumping through the portal, and after some very tough education, I guess, with the rest of the potentials after Chloe's suicide, thanks to the first. She's found out that not one, not two, but I'd say thousands of Turkan are waiting below. So, yeah, that's great, considering one was bad enough. So, yeah, and that was after the warning from the first Slayer that it's not enough. So, yeah, I currently have thoughts, especially after seeing Angel, regarding where this could go, because you could say it might be linked, but it could not be. But I choose to think in hope. So yeah. Anyways, there has to be some kind of way to overcome this, but it's going to be easier said than done, because like I said, one Turrican was bad enough, but thousands, good luck. You'll need the whole world basically backing you up at this point. But yeah, I really loved the last episode. It was very, very rough, especially with Buffy's rant against the potentials, as well as the Scoobies as well. But it was a very, very well done episode. Looking forward to getting into this episode. So with that said, let's get into episode number 16 of season 7 for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Let's go.
Hello there, gentle viewers. You caught me catching up on an old favorite.
Is Andrew breaking the fourth wall?
Wonderful to get lost in a story, isn't it?
Oh no.
Adventure, and you can see that second vampire concealed by cover of darkness.
Oh my goodness.
Ready to attack and make her his own vampirical spawn. Let's rejoin them now to see.
Oh no, I was gonna say, is he speaking to a camera?
Andrew, you've been in here for 30 minutes. What are you doing?
Entertaining and educating.
Well, why can't you just masturbate like the rest of us?
They got you dusting that guy in film. Hey, why do vampires show up on video?
I told you I didn't want you doing that.
Yeah, why did... I mean, it's not really a reflection, is it?
Together and do the intro tomorrow. She was a woman in danger, or was she?
Are you still filming me? Stop!
But it's the valuable record.
It's
an important document
for
for
a
the
documentary.
Ages. A Slayer in action.
A nerd in pain. Would they like that? Yes, we could do that.
These guys, they work for the first. We don't know much about them except for they're very ugly, and they're.
I mean, they might be watching this, Andrew, and their feelings might be hurtful with, you know, you saying that.
She's beautiful with a lion's heart and the face of an angel. She's never afraid because she knows her side will always win.
Oh no!
Buffy
Oh
and Spike
my
have some kind
God!
of history. You can feel the heat between them, although technically as a vampire, he's room temperature. Anya, a feisty waif with a fiery temper and a voice.
I had a vision of what's to come. A horrible vision. Hundreds upon hundreds.
Honestly, gentle viewers, these motivating speeches of hers tend to get a little long. I'll take you back in there in a little while, but in the in-between time, I thought you might want to...
Unless we were wearing metal belt buckles, then we'd stick to her.
In my plan, we are beltless.
Wow. You're the best, Andrew. Yep, and good looking and smart, too.
Oh my...
One was cool. It wasn't Jonathan.
He's overdoing it!
Force of mighty evil, it is true.
Oh my...
But you are new to the game, little one.
And you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed...
Holy cats, here it comes again. I deflect thy power.
You are
Damn, that
kidding
is
me.
one effective counterspell.
He is over-exaggerating this to put him in the better light.
Oh. You knew I was there. Yeah.
It's going back to season 1.
You noticed me. It's okay, I promise. It may seem that... What's wrong?
Helmo?
All at once.
So what? It's like hell's busting out all over.
Exactly.
So what's the worst that can happen?
War, pretty much.
Oh, I see you're being amusing now with comic.
Hey,
Preface it!
here's something I think you're going to be interested in, gentle viewers.
They're not even
Fine
here.
work Xander did on replacing that window sash. You can't even tell it's new. It blends in so well. He's extraordinary. This is Xander and Anya interview number 1 for Buffy, a Slayer of the Vampires.
That's what you're calling it?
Either that or Buffy the Slayer who knew no fear.
How about
I like
Buffy the
that one.
Vampire Slayer?
Thank you, Xander.
It's just
That's
a
sweet of
hunch.
you.
That's a terrible.
I understand that exactly
name.
1
Who
year
would
ago
consider
today
that?
you left Anya at the altar. Any comment on that?
Whoa. What the
Thanks
hell?
for reminding me.
I just think people...
You're running to catch the bus naked? That's a dream. Army of vicious vampire creatures? That's a vision. Also, I was awake.
A bus to where? I mean, an army of how many?
Wow!
You're doing.
Been out of your mind.
You're with that vampire. Screwing that vampire. You filthy whore.
Oh.
Robin, are you okay?
What the f...
Lindsay, you were ready to protect me with your life.
Yeah, I guess we fit together pretty good.
We fit together great.
Yeah,
Wait.
sometimes I want to be back in your life.
Did he give Anya a
You know
script?
you never left my heart.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna find anyone out there like you. We get a reward, you and me and him too.
We live as gods.
That's right, man. The trio.
This is sad.
Living
Like,
as gods.
We are gods, oh, we are gods. We're as gods, we are as...
There's power in that knife. Drive the words deep into him. It's the only way for us to get our reward.
You didn't have any steak knives?
You put your old murder weapon in with our utensils?
that's
I washed
great.
it.
What are you looking for?
I was gonna say,
He said the
that's
first
the
to
least of
convey
our
what
concerns,
words,
right?
Like drive the words deep into him?
There was some carving on the blade. I just thought it was a pattern.
Found it. And we've got.
The seal responds to this language somehow. Or the first wouldn't have needed the knife.
Ah, it's
Andrew
like
knows
an
the language,
activation
Can really
thing.
talk to it, maybe give it commands.
Come on, Robin, Spike, let's go.
No, that's not really
Why, if it
respectable.
almost happened.
But I'll have one heck of a headache.
Okay, Spike, Wood, I need you guys to stay here. Hold our line of retreat.
So I'll be staying here with these men, helping out that holding the line thing. I'll be with Buffy.
Pretty necessary, buddy.
Make our way down the stairs carefully. Alert for any danger. Tossing that word around, but that's not really what happened.
What? You stabbed Jonathan to death.
Yeah, I
What were
think
you
that's
trying to
pretty
do?
damning,
Scratch his
buddy.
back from the front?
Well, it was confusing. Jonathan and I were digging, but Warren was there, and only I could see him. Not one of... What have I done? Get out of my brain!
I mean, that'll do it.
You just completely changed your entire story.
Did not.
You did too.
Hey, here we are.
So which one's the real one?
Wait. There's someone in there.
We should go.
Whoa. Well.
That was nice.
They actually boned! Holy fuck!
It's too bad Buffy took Spike's chains down, huh?
You said it.
I think maybe we're really over.
Which it's good, right? I mean, now we can move on.
Sure.
Oh. No. He was gonna... Holy shit!
She's like a woman fighting for more than life. She fights like fighting is her...
Really? Really?
Yeah, Willow did a little research. Turns out the blood of the person that awoke it, you, different kind of deal. It reverses the whole thing.
Oh, shit. But not a fatal blood offering, right?
Are you gonna...
You make everything into a story, so no one's responsible for anything because they're just following a script.
Please don't kill me. Warren
Fourth
said
wall,
Jonathan
right?
will be okay. I trusted him, and I lost my friend.
You didn't lose him. You murdered him.
Facts are there, sadly.
I listened to Warren, and I pretended I thought it was him, but I knew it wasn't. And I killed Jonathan. And now you're gonna kill me.
He's trying to subside
I'm
that
scared.
guilt.
I'm going. This is what Jonathan felt.
Is that gonna be enough? The tears? That's what she needed. Not blood, but tears.
It stopped.
Didn't want blood. I wanted tears. I wasn't going to stab you.
Of course not. But it's made him,
The
like...
tears didn't work.
I think it was always gonna work. It was just about... It was more so, as well, bringing that guilt to the surface, wasn't it?
That's probably the way it should be.
Fiction's not gonna help anything.
I guess I'm...
Oh, wow. Nice way to end things, in my opinion. Like, not just the whole... But with that struggle that that Andrew was going through, because sadly, life isn't... I mean, you can't say life is one gigantic story metaphorically, but it isn't a fiction. Like what the characters are going through in terms of these traumatic events that might see the end of them. And Buffy's convinced that there will be deaths, and there's, no amount of fiction can disguise that. At the end of the day, it's all a matter of you have to get to the reality of the situation. And it's the same with Andrew's, how he's clouding, pushing aside that guilt about Jonathan. Because he thinks that fiction is going to make it A-okay, but it's not. And it's the same with Buffy and co. No amount of lies are going to, no amount of fiction is going to have a brighter future. They need to see the reality of the situation. Same with Andrew. He needs to see the reality of what he did with Jonathan, and it worked to the point where his confession was in a I would say confession, but he could not be emotional about it. But Buffy knew he would crack with that brutal approach, but also that honesty he would tell to himself that he's been trying to block out, because fiction is the best medicine in terms of a dark time in his eyes, and the reality is it's not. I loved that episode. It was really, really wonderful to not just have a focus on Andrew's character and see so much growth from him, and to really wonder about what's going to happen to him now that he's accepted that, he can't hide behind illusions anymore, and that he's got to face the reality of the situation, and, that really tough lesson from Buffy, but it was very, very pivotal in order to stop the seal as well. So yeah, I'm really curious about the direction about Andrew, but also it was just really awesome in general to have this important lesson about honesty over illusion, because it wasn't just Andrew that needed to adhere to that lesson. There was a bit with Anya and Xander regarding their relationship, because there is that hope regarding the fact that they could have another shot at it, but there is the importance of honesty over the hope that maybe we can give this another shot, and it's more so focusing on what's the best option rather than focusing on what you truly want. And that's the same with Andrew. He wants a happy atmosphere with no consequences and a world where the bad is just pushed to one side. But the reality of the situation is that Buffy even said it to him that this is not going to be a walk in the park. There's going to be death. And it's a very, very... It is a very, very tough atmosphere to accept, but you can't hide behind fiction. This is the reality of the situation that we're in right now. So, and the reality of the situation for you is that you killed Jonathan, and you're trying to push that to one side. Make up stories regarding how, you want to sugarcoat his death in terms of how you want to try to escape the burden of the fact that you killed Jonathan, but the reality of the situation is that you did it. So I really liked the importance of honesty over illusion in this episode, because sometimes we can get caught up in those moments where we do want to hope for a bit of optimism in terms of whether it's the pandemic, for example, or just in general. Sometimes we just hope for this illusion, this hope, but the danger, the honesty, the reality of everything, it's staring right in front of us, and sometimes we just want to push that to one side because we might not like that outcome, but the reality of the situation is there, and sometimes we have to face them, and that's what Andrew's going to have to do right now in terms of facing his actions and facing that it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and you can't paint an illusion over this reality. You gotta take this, but it's going to be very interesting though, because is this going to change, how much of Andrew's demeanor is going to change, and it's going to show potentially more growth from Andrew, because this episode already did anyways, and I really loved it, but it's all about how much further can that go. So but I really liked how this had a lot of humor going for it, and I really liked it because there was some sincere moments, especially with Buffy having that no shit tolerated attitude to Andrew, and how she made him confess to the fact that, I did kill my best friend, and how she wanted him to own up to that. So, and of course, Buffy has been on a no shit tolerated run since the last episode, especially. And here you have Andrew trying to make light of everything when light is not there in this situation, and apart from the seal, and that is very, very ironic, because that needs to be clouded out. So I've just hit my arm off the desk. Wonderful. Ow. But there was that sincerity for Andrew. He needed to confess, and not just that though, but it might be the last time we have this level of humor for a Buffy episode, because the majority of the episode was pretty hilarious, and I really loved it. But like I said, this might be the last time we will get something like this. We're 6 episodes left. We've had some episodes of Buffy where there's an episode for the most part where there's lightheartedness to it, and as we get ready to as this battle with the First continues to grow and grow, this might be the last time as we are gearing up, and we might lose more people, and yeah, so I feel like as we are edging closer to the final episode, this is probably the last time we're going to have an episode like this for Buffy. So I feel like there we go. It's the reality of the situation. We are ending Buffy, and this is a moment where you just think, wow, we're really doing this. So yeah, and I really loved a lot of the hilarious moments, especially where you see through Andrew's vision when you tap into his head, like the "We Are Gods" bit. That was amazing. I really loved it, and the opening shot was just really wonderful as well. I really loved going into Andrew's head and seeing things from a directorial point of view, like how you want to envision things. But that's a really, really good example of a parallel to the theme of this episode, where you have honesty over illusion, because you have Andrew painting these illusions, these fabricated scenes, like in the kitchen, like in the beginning, like the "We Are Gods" bit. You have him painting an ideal world, but the reality is not as, I don't know, heavenly or sophisticated as he makes it out to be. So, but I'm glad it also wasn't the entire episode, and I feel like that's a very good attribute to how honesty paints over illusion, because I don't think it would have worked if it was like Superstar, for example, and you had to be brought into a bit of a reality check at some point. So, yeah, but I am really excited to see how he's going to change, and it's going to be very, very interesting. But it was really, really great. The focus on Andrew and just the unorthodox to him and his scenarios was just superb, and it was very, very funny. But like I said, also had its own moments of sincerity. So and just that I guess showcase about the fact that he has been trying to paint over that denial and tried to subside, like he's tried to push aside the responsibility that he knows deep down is on his shoulders, but as we saw, it hurts to admit to that, especially with Jonathan of all people. And you have this image of Warren trying to say do this, do that, and so I also really liked the little flashback as well with Jonathan and Andrew on the run from to Mexico, as we saw at the end of last season they decided to bolt it. So yeah, but it was really, really great to have that focus on Andrew, and I just really, really loved it. I did really like the fact that he was trying to, like, there was also a viewpoint in his mindset about how going back to how Andrew likes to push aside the reality, that reality check, the reality of this world. I did really like one moment where Buffy was making a very important speech regarding what I assumed she saw in the ending of the last episode. And Andrew's just like, so yeah, this is where Buffy makes her speech. It sometimes drags on, and yeah, etc. It's just another showcase of how Andrew would rather live in some kind of fantasy and happy scenario, etc. Not just that though, but how he made himself out to be the hero. Like, he's trying to put himself in a very good light, but it was just very interesting to see how Andrew was trying to make light of the situation, and was trying to paint himself as the hero because that's what he sees himself as I guess. And it's trying to avoid that responsibility regarding, what he actually did. It was just really, really interesting to see how Andrew was trying to paint over certain scenarios that were very sincere and very honest with this illusion, whether it be him being the hero, whether it would be the reality of the situation that this is an important talk and Andrew would rather, so yeah, I know these tend to drag on, etc. So yeah, so really, really great stuff. But I really like the twist with Buffy having to get him to straighten up and get Andrew to realize what he is doing is avoiding responsibility, trying to think of this world as something different when when he's neglecting the danger of this world, if anything. So I really, really loved how things came about. There is one thing that I did want to make a mention about, and I have noticed, I did notice this with this episode, thinking about it, but I'm not sure if they were also, because this episode was focused around Andrew, so we get to know a bit more about Andrew and the fact that he's been using denial regarding what he did. But I feel like we learned a little bit more regarding Andrew as well, and that's regarding maybe his sexuality, because I'm not sure if they were hinting something towards it. Like, he wasn't focused on Willow and Kennedy kissing. They didn't even give a shit that he was there. But more so, he was more focused on Xander's craftsmanship. So, yeah, he wasn't so obsessed with the girls kissing or whatever and whatnot. Not just that though, but that vision of Spike being shirtless. That was pretty interesting in regards to Andrew's potential sexuality. I'm not sure if they were like throwing little sprinkles there to hint towards something, but I just thought that it was very, very interesting how he was more fixated with Xander and rather than Willow and Kennedy, and that shot with Spike. Like, everyone was painted in such a heavenly light, but not as, I guess, revealing as Spike. So yeah, it can kind of seem like he might have some kind of attraction there. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm grasping at straws when I say that, but it did seem to be there for me at least. So yeah, but I'll guess you guys can make of that as you will. You've already seen it, so you probably know, but in terms, you get the idea. It was something that was noticeable for me, and but as I said, it wasn't just Andrew who had to see honesty over illusion. It was also Anya and Xander as well. Like, there was that kind of hope that they would maybe get back together or something like that. And we even had Andrew putting a camera there and spying on their conversation and whatnot. I wasn't quite sure what to make of the him miming Anya's lines and not Xander's, because I was thinking about the fact that, did she follow a script or something like that? I'm not sure, but I really, really thought that it was interesting looking at the importance of honesty over illusion with Anya and Xander, because there is that hope that they could love one another, but I think they came to a realization, and I guess coming to the ending of Buffy, it's best to kind of get some kind of closure with these two. So I think they came to a conclusion that maybe we can't do this. I mean, we could still have respect for each other. We could still, love each other, but we can't be together, if that makes sense. So, and I feel like that bit in the room was a reality check. And yeah, I think it's just, it sucks, because I do have hope that there is that little bit of light in there between the pair. But as I said, I think we're coming to the end of Buffy. There's got to be room for closure, and I feel like this is it. And I feel like there's opportunity for them to, have a bit of kinky time, but also be very honest regarding the reality of the situation is pretty big. And not just that though, but it's the best for them. They have mature, like, obviously it's been 1 year since their wedding, and I feel like there has been a bit of maturity between the pair, and I feel like, to not cause any complications, this is for the best. They can still have a good vibe between each other, but this is for the best, sadly, because I would love to see more of them too, but some things, like, this is what I was talking about. There is that desirable outcome, and then there's the reality of the situation. And I think if there was no consequences, they would get back together. But I feel like they have matured, they have learned from their mistakes, and they've realized that we don't want to hurt each other. And I feel like this is for the best, that we can still have that respect, but we shouldn't, pursue anything. So, yeah, but it is sad, but, I really also loved that bit with Principal Wood about to clobber Spike. He was gonna do it, no hesitation, and then thankfully for Spike, some of the students who were of course possessed managed to intervene. So that's, I'm hoping we get to see more escalate between these two in future episodes, because there has been that bit of tension. Even Andrew said it, but yeah, there has been that bit of tension, of course, since the last episode when they had that intense stare-off, and Spike, didn't give two shits about Wood's inquiries regarding his jacket. And, of course, we had Principal Wood about to stake Spike, so I do hope we kind of get to see something between those two next episode, the episode after, and have everything aired out, because there is that tension. We have things bottled up, and that bottle cap needs to come off, people. So, yeah, I feel like that is something that needs to be addressed within the near future, and I say that within the next couple of episodes or something like that. So yeah, but overall I really loved this episode. It was, like I said, probably the last time we're going to get something of this caliber in terms of humor, which I'm okay with, because we are coming to the end of Buffy with 6 episodes remaining. So, and like, I can't imagine another episode with the remaining episodes that we've got left to have something similar to this. So yeah, it's, scary that we are approaching the end, but everything ends and it's always sad. But yeah, I'm not gonna even finish that quote because it's emotional, but yeah, fun episode, lovely stuff, and great development on Andrew, in my opinion. So, and like I said, it will be very interesting to see where things go from here in terms of Andrew's character development. So, yeah. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!